Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Commentary's Magic Stream on today's Sunday, March 2nd, 2025. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big cheese.
Cat
And Ivory.
Double
My God,
land.
we made it through. We made it through an intro. That's outstanding.
No, we didn't. We made a mistake. We did double land. Terrible.
Not mistake, intentional.
Short-circuited. Cheese, you know how short-circuiting works, right? It returned false.
Feature, not bug.
Dude, I love that movie.
Feature effect.
It's not quite con season. We're getting there. Couple more months, but it is invitational season. And that means probably the highest density of deck building for at least a select few players for basically the entire year.
I haven't built that many decks. Well, I guess I only really built one, but...
Yeah, at least they're not actually taking place at HithCon this year. That was an ordeal.
At least I don't have to physically build, yes.
Yeah. But invitational season is fun, and certainly presents one of the most creative opportunities for players to showcase what they would do if their favorite cards got ripped out of the format because everyone else was a jerk and banned what they wanted to play. But they're not bitter about it. It's fine.
Hey,
fine, I'll play something else.
You signed a treaty about this.
Or I'll still play the same thing. And...
I didn't say don't worry about it. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you just play the same thing anyway and brute force it, right?
Yeah.
I mean...
No Mistmain ban this time.
That's true. Which is kind of surprising.
Yeah,
but
I thought about it, but...
Given that the core legal bans are also banned in Adventure, I think the core bans were, generally speaking, more broadly appealing.
Yeah, that's actually... We should talk about this, just so people are familiar. Invitationals, of course, has a custom ban list. And this year, it's a little bit different than last year's. So there are... Each player gets to choose a card, basically, and it just gets removed from the game. Just deleted. Just straight up bloop. So...
To the moon.
This year, our contestants are... Oops, this is a weird pony head display, but here you go. Buckball Strategy, Mystery at Hope Hollow, Foolish Argument, no surprises here. Small Pip, I'm aware, you're aware how little that, narrows it down.
Right.
Little.
Uh-huh.
Bird Fluttershy, Factory Jack, Bottled Dragonfire, and the Goat himself. A rather illustrious set of cards. Right, so you just can't have these.
And I'm definitely not sad about any of it, and it didn't disrupt any of my plans.
I am sad about one of these. Actually, it might be interesting to talk about, the impacts these bans had.
Yeah, I mean, sure, go ahead. Let's start with that, because that's kind of interesting.
And I think the biggest one and why I actually thought about that is Buckball Strategy.
Really?
Yeah, it makes so many things not viable. Because you just don't have, there's no way to get the entry. Or your entry options are significantly worse.
That's true. There are certain mains that are almost forced to run that just because they haven't gotten the proper support for whatever their flip condition or early game is, right?
Yeah.
It's very difficult for certain decks to roll with their main being at 1 without also having to completely rebuild your draw deck to support your early game or your entry methods.
Yeah, that's kind of crippling. I don't know if this is at the same level as trading traditions would have been back in the day. Might actually be worse.
It's probably worse.
Really depends. Like for core, I think it's worse.
The one that definitely disrupted me the most was Bottled Dragonfire.
I mean,
Just because...
Tell me you wanted to play a combo deck without telling me you wanted to play a combo deck.
No, he wanted to
combo deck?
play. He wanted to play Shining Purple.
I played Shining Purple. I'm doing
So
it
did I.
without Dragonfire. I also wanted to play about 5 different combo decks. Ara's right.
yeah.
Well, you're only allowed to run 3 combo decks instead.
Not even running any combo.
Yeah, but we're gonna tell people it's combo just to throw them off.
Yeah, everything's
I-
combo.
I think the other two problem bands don't, like, they're nice cards, but I don't think they really impact deck choice that much.
Mystery changed Shining's starting problem. Because being able to tutor up a copy of Message from the Past was very, very valuable.
Yeah.
But you're right about Foolish, right? Foolish is just a value card, but it's such a value card that there was no reason not to run it in basically every deck.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I'm sure hitting Birds of a Feather meant that no one was gonna attempt Thorax in Adventure.
Yeah.
I have no
says that
problems
Mystery
with
hurts-
this.
Beagle says Mystery hurts Seleno. It was such a strong problem for her. That makes sense, being able to
Yeah.
find a Tempest Shadow.
That's true.
Also part of the reason why I banned Grogar as well, right? The Troublemaker toolbox? Nah, we're done with that garbage.
the
You don't
the
get-
AJ,
Go ahead.
I would say the AJ ban is interesting just because a lot of people still play decks that used her and just swapped out a different AT gen.
Both of us did it here, and Tom did it as well.
And I think some other decks too. It's a good card, but like,
But does it actually affect what deck you're gonna play?
Right.
yeah, I think it does heavily impact. Well, yeah, I think it heavily impacts the decks, but you don't always get the like double factory jack start. Not being able to get it makes me a little sad, but
But it just means that your blowout games won't be quite as far removed from your standard openers.
Yeah.
Hithrock did say that he would have chosen to play Orange Purple Control, but yeah, Beagle says he was trying to dissuade people from Mill. Not only did this fail spectacularly in that 3 separate people chose to play Mill, none of us even communicated with each other about this. We had
No.
no idea what the others were picking. And what makes it that much better is that both Cheese and I sat there and identified basically the same new cards from Prize Wheel, which I know Bugle was talking with Cursed about yesterday, which was Blank Flanks Forever, and both Bugle and Cursed were trying to remember if it was both of us running it, and they thought it was just me. It's not. Cheese found it too.
yeah, I think I'm only running 2 copies instead of 3. But
I'm only running 2.
oh, okay, yeah, we're both running 2. Oh,
Yeah.
I think it's the Twilight thingy resource.
Maybe that might be the case. I know that your entry is different than mine.
Yeah.
And I know that Tom just didn't elect to play Blank Flanks. But yeah, it was funny when Cheese and I both popped into voice chat the night that the decks went out, and we looked at each other's mill list and we're like, oh, okay, you saw it too. Yeah, that makes sense.
Convergent evolution or something.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it a little during the Sloggant Fest.
Yeah. It's a good card.
Yeah.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I guess we can talk about the last card, Pip. She's short. She doesn't get to play. I don't know. I didn't want to deal with that card. It's so annoying.
A minimum height requirement to be in invitationals. Yeah, and I mean,
Oof.
there's a few of There's a few of these cards that were definitely there as just, I really don't want to see that. Grogar was kind of one of those for me. I didn't want that much value combined with Mass Disruption. Pip is just an annoying tax. Birds of a Feather just means that aggro options are significantly limited in Adventure. So, yeah, I'm happy to see basically every one of those cards gone, even if some of them mucked with the plans. I don't think there's anything that we saw last year where it's like, I'm really upset that this is gone.
Yeah, least impactful is definitely foolish.
Just means that people are going to pick a different problem. I agree with Bugle in chat. Foolish is kind of just a problem that everyone will just run if they can't find something better.
Right. And you know what? If the opportunity is to try to encourage more creative deck building or showcase some cards that don't get the chance to be played as often, then that's a perfectly valid ban for that.
I mean, I think it's also a perfectly valid ban in terms of I just don't want to deal with that. Like,
yeah, how many different counters are rolling around? How many different types of counters are rolling around in some of these decks? Do we really need Discord counters in there too?
yes. Okay. With that, shall we talk about the actual deck list that we want to, a sampling. Some of the more interesting ones, intriguing.
Sure. For what it's worth, we're not talking about any of our own decks here. You can go look at those lists and probably figure out why we're playing what we're playing. There's not that much that's that bizarre. But there was so much cool stuff that other people submitted that we really wanted to highlight some of our personal favorites here.
Okay, so first up, let's see, I believe this is Animoy's first time in Invitationals, and he rolls out with this thing.
I love this list.
I hate this list.
I love seeing multiple people trying to make Purple Farm work. I love the fact that they're going about it in different ways. I love the kind of creative synergy with in the zone using magic counters before magic counters were a thing. It's not really being abused here, but it's kind of cute. Because you can technically use message to make it work. But most of all, we gotta talk about the dragon in the room. That one with the equal sign on her butt.
She's a scaly.
What?
That's like the old school term for furries with dragon personas.
Stop using Starlight. This main was not supposed to be used and constructed. Years of MLPCCG, yet no better flip condition found than Confront to Flip. Wanted to pay 2 to flip anyway for a laugh? We had a tool for that. It was called Sequestria Mains. Yes, please, do absolutely nothing on boosted side. Do absolutely nothing on start side. Statements dreamed up by the utterly deranged. Look at what players have been making you play against all this time. These are real decks built by real players. Hello, I would like trait main, please. They have played us for absolute fools.
Foals.
Absolute.
Absolute foals. This was not a hastily constructed meme.
No, that was a copy. Well, that one might not have been a copy.
She doesn't deserve a spell check.
I mean, honestly, there's not that much here that's out of place, right? Most of it makes complete sense. You've got a little bit of disruption through some of your purple events, right? You've got Cozy Glow, who is just fantastic in any purple farm. In the Zone is your other method of power boosting alongside Dragonstone. And then Starlight's a dragon, and Spike, can do good stuff too to ignore or banish opposing flipped cards. And it's just great. I love it. Flashbee Queen, you can stall for enough time there. The only thing that I'm not 100% sold on is if this deck actually wants to be running Trixie. Because, yeah, you've got way more than enough events to get value out of Trixie, but it's a low flip, and I just don't know how much AT gen you need. He's going to know better than me. And then the problem deck makes sense, too. There's nothing there that's really completely out of place. Sunday Intervention is especially good here if you can get the additional power there at problems with in the zone, right? Because, hey, great, I've got a bunch of power on this main, none of us are flipping, I win. Deal with it. You can just guarantee the Flashbee Queen win. So I really like this. I think this is cool. And
Silly.
I also like seeing Starlight outside of Pink Orange.
This is just complete like left field here. Like you don't expect this. And if someone had showed up to this with a in-person tournament, everyone would have just been like, "How? What?"
Yeah, they would have been very surprised. And other than losing Grogar, right, it didn't really take any hits from the bans, so there's no reason something like this couldn't also end up working in Constructed. Someone give it a shot.
Yeah.
Silly.
All right, second list.
Another list.
And in a weird back-to-back, it's another farm list.
See,
and
I already know the piece of tech here, and I don't like it.
I love it. And that's actually the whole reason why we're talking about this. This is Pancake's Thorax. I can't believe it stated this. Mono yellow, which technically meets Cursed's requirement since there's only 4 multicolor cards in here, but still. And if you ignore the 2 cards in question and just go across the board, it's pretty similar to what you'd expect Cheese Mono Yellow Farm to look like. I'm playing it in Adventure, so the event list and Troublemaker list is a little bit different, but otherwise, like, the basic pieces are there. That's not the cool part, though. The cool part is in a display of ultimate greed. In a deck with only 3 cards out of 50 that can possibly get Thorax Heart of the Swarm into play, and no method of cheating it, Pancake is running 2 copies of a 5-cost friend that is there to produce the meme of making infinite rubber chickens.
This is why you should have voted Queen instead of voting Thorax.
How's like what's the plan to get Canterlove into play?
Same plan as getting Thorax. Use another Get Prepared.
Yeah.
That's it. That card is the only method of getting into either of those 2 cards. And he's got 3 copies in the whole deck.
Yeah.
And
Impressive.
There's no mystery at Hope Hollow, so you can't even search for it.
Just
But
maximum overgreed.
Yep. And in spite of the ban, and in spite of the lack of available tutors or the lack of recycling here within the deck, Canterlove still is being splashed into decks that have, at this point, literally no colors in common with it. We've seen 1 color before, and 2 colors not that bad, but yeah, there's no colors shared with what this deck is doing, and Canterlove Studios, the value's just that good.
There's something wrong there.
This is dumb.
I mean,
Like that's so dumb.
It's pretty dumb. But I mean, if you if you offer farm a method of repeatedly moving its main at immediate speed, how many hoops are you willing to jump through to get that, right?
I miss when life was simpler and all I had to do was exhaust my main to move it up.
Right? Hey, we could have talked about that list, we're just not. Anyway, yeah, those two cards are the interesting part here. The rest of it's fine. I like Cheese Farm. It's cool. But Infinite Thoraxes and then the Ultimate Greed play had to give Pancake some props for that.
And infinite chickens. No infinite thoraxes, I hiss at this concept.
Ah, yes. Infinite chickens. Sorry.
I mean, let's make infinite thoraxes too. Why not?
No, not allowed. Traitor.
I'm gonna make it.
Treason.
Can we bring back Cloney?
Yes.
No.
Okay, well, I heard one yes. So I'm going to choose to listen to that. Animoy says, does it always need to start with playtime's over? Well, that is the only starting problem in the deck, so by definition, yes. But can Cheese run something else? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Alright. Next list. Someone has decided to call this Lorange.
Yeah.
You're just mad because it worked.
I'm not mad. I'm
Lorange.
disappointed. You just tacked an L onto the start. Didn't even try to get like
orange. It's
white.
Orange.
Didn't even try to like.
This is Bugle's one of Bugle's adventure decks. And it does some orange things and it does a little bit of pink things. This is like basically just mid-range. But it's interesting. Got protection, it's got the message from the past, which does that do anything interesting other than with Lyra?
I mean, it has Apple Bloom. That's the value.
Yeah, and Apple Bloom. That is the value there.
Apple Bloom bailout.
Dream. Oh wait, no, that doesn't require you to discard.
Right.
Oh,
I both like and don't like the Daisy, Lily, and Rose luck. I think it's good in here. I don't really want to see it when playing against it. I like my AT generators.
Yeah, the flower ponies are.
I mean,
not fun to deal with.
That's why the flower ponies are being run, because Bugle doesn't want to see your AT generators. So whatever.
He does. He just wants you to exhaust them so he can take them away from you.
This might be a weird take. I understand there's 2 Melteds and there's 3 bailouts in here. Given how the meta might end up shaking out, I might have rather played Breakdown over them. Like, I know they provide a method of resource removal, but you don't have Princess Combo Meal in here, so you're going to have them out and play and not disrupted first. I don't know. I don't know which ones I would have preferred.
Yeah. I think it's still going to be annoying.
They still will, for sure.
Yeah, the one Izzy for mill protection.
Mm-hmm.
I actually also just like deck resets in discard resets in basically everything except for aggro decks. I have a lot of tools. I would like to use them again, please.
Yeah, I waffle on if making that effectively a colorless thing was a good call or not. But I agree with you. There's a fair number of decks that really do want to rebuild at some point. So I'm happy to see Izzy.
Yeah, I think this one will be interesting to see play.
Any further comments?
I haven't played against Haven Bay for a while, and I know that I'm already discounting this deck because I don't feel that just having a big friend that can draw one card a turn is truly that valuable, and I know I'm going to get bodied by it at some point.
Is Garble in here
Garble's
just
in
because
here.
he's a good card, or is it just anti-farm tech?
Oh, that's a good question. Bugle, why is Garble in here?
I mean, at worst, he's a value card, but I would imagine that also probably anti-farm would be helpful. Make your opponent have to discard as well. The hand hate, yeah.
Yeah.
Lyra likes her hands, but she doesn't like their hands.
It's got a
He wants
rumbling
to eat
in her
their
tummy
hands.
that only hands can solve.
The hands of my enemies.
Yeah, I mean, Bailout and Melted makes farm pretty sad.
And Jest is pretty good too, yeah.
Dream Seas also to get rid of extra flip cards, like...
I think maybe it may be more apt to say that Jest murders aggressive farm. There are a fair number of farm decks that are running plenty of their own disruption out there, and they're more than happy to fight over a single confront at that problem. But against the farm decks that are choosing just to lean into, I'm going to go as fast as possible, probably like the mono blue stuff, yeah, that makes a bit more sense. They're not usually running a huge amount of disruption, at least not at immediate speed. I do like that orange dilemma quite a bit, though. Like, play so many questions, play Haven Bay, immediately put a power counter on Haven Bay, exhaust, draw a card, seems good.
Yeah.
It's an expensive. It's pretty expensive. Oh no, Haven Bay's only a 1. I can't see that.
Yeah.
Well.
That's 2 action tokens. What do you want?
That set of 4. I don't have my.
Oh,
I can't see very well.
Ah.
I think that's all I have to say about this deck.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look at our next one here.
Still pink, but different kind of pink.
No, this one's actually pink. The last one was orange.
This is mono pink. Tom's deck. Izzy pink. Is that like Izink?
It's just mono.
The orange.
Mono Izzy.
I believe it's ink.
Ink.
This is dumb.
Ow.
Anyway,
I'm revoking your portmanteau privileges.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing for the pink cards here. I'm a little surprised not to see Izzy, the other Izzy, for resetting the deck, and because you're in pink, you can do some other stuff too.
I mean, he is trying to go for still partying here. Resetting the deck's going to hold him back from that, right?
Yeah. But so this is not like a hard still partying deck. This is...
Oh, this is Tom, if we didn't say.
Yeah, I think I said that. Because like the only self-discard here... Or, not discard, but self-mill here is... Is there any self-mill here?
So, mill, no. Digging,
There's lots of
yes.
draw. Well,
right.
There's a reasonable amount of draw.
Minuet is as close as you get to mill, if you want to call that, because you can discard cards from your hand to draw twice that number if you're discarding friends.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would not call this a hard still partying deck. It feels like it's mostly there for if it happens.
If I'm here, I might as well.
Yeah. I like Pipsqueak is one of my favorite pink cards just because drawing 2 cards a turn is a lot better than drawing 1.
Splatapulted on Woe Nelly to draw 7. Yeah. Oh, no, printed power, Bugle. Draw 4.
That's still not bad.
That's still not bad. That's the same rate of card draw as Pinky's Present.
Dodgy Shopkeep.
That's true. Splatapulted on Potagium's pretty good. If you're just looking for immediate card draw. And hey, get Splatapulted back again and again.
With
Man,
your main.
That's not bad. And you get some value off of Snack Stand. I know Ara looked at this, got to the second card, saw Silverstream, and was like, yes.
I mean, she's just annoying. Silverstream isn't anywhere near as good without having Party Cannoneer, which I'm not allowed to have anymore.
Correct.
No.
Prism points out, yeah, he's right. Splatapulted's only opposing character.
Yeah. But yeah, Silverstream is nice.
Now, the one card that confuses me most here is the one copy of Ophiutorus.
Yeah.
Because I know that Tom had been asking about how it worked and got a rules answer on, okay, yeah, you can uncover another troublemaker and then Ophiutorus, dismisses it. But the only other troublemaker that's in here is Winterzilla, so the only thing I can think is that he's got one copy of Ophiutorus for setting up at a problem to make Farm have a harder time by uncovering one of their own epics.
Yeah.
I don't know if I dedicate a card slot to that. You got 3 comets here, just play the comet. And 3 discords. Like, you got 6 methods of immediate problem replacement. We'll see.
We will find out in the recorded matches, I believe. Possibly. If the random number generator smiles on us.
Yeah, I don't think he played this one in the recorded match that was shown yesterday. I think he played his other lists.
Okay. Well, that's all I have to say about this one.
Reformed cards.
I do agree with you. Pipsqueak is good.
Eager is good.
Remember when Eager didn't have a limit?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
That was great.
That changed real fast.
Yeah, it did.
It was great, though. Okay, next list. Alright. So here's a color combination we haven't seen in, like, a long time. Except this is something completely different, and I know what Hithrock's excuse for this is going to be, and that excuse is just Pip.
But what about Pip
deck
with the Frighten package?
You know what card this would be running if it wasn't banned? Small Pip.
Yeah.
Multiple of them.
So when I initially looked at this list, I was surprised to see Outrageous Outfit, and I'm sure that there is a purpose for it being here. I just can't tell what it is. Do you guys know why he's running it here?
I don't know why he's running blue at all. I'm lost on this list, so I'm going to let you guys talk about it.
I told you, what if Pip but Frighten package?
Sure, but it's not even a full Frighten package. He's only got 2
Yeah,
Misty
it
Bright
is.
Dawns here. He's
Okay,
not, no,
so
he's not running the song. The song has a Frighten mode on it. In fact, there are no multicolor cards in this entire deck. And despite the fact that he included the blue Frighten package excluding the song and a copy of Misty, there's only 5 pieces of entry. I'm lost.
That's normal for him.
I mean, I guess some people just like minimum entry,
It really is.
hope
just
for the
fine.
best.
Saddle Rose storefront is good.
I think you
it
gotta
is.
be right, though, about the Frighten package, Ivory, because, like, that is the bulk of what's going on here with Blue. You've got the Phyllises, the Bright Dawns, the Tactical Maneuver, which is useful, and I guess Light of Your Cutie Mark can also Frighten, too, so, like, that's fine. And you can bring back Misty with Surprise Summoning, so that's potentially valuable. So I can see this, and then, Reading Rainbow can just give you value.
The Matilda is there to distract your opponent while they spend a bunch of time reading the inspired text.
I was saying a few nights ago when we were talking about this stream that when he plays Matilda and every time he does Inspired, he has to read the Inspired reminder text like he's in a Yu-Gi-Oh anime episode.
Oh no.
That would be amazing. And that's not even the correct one. He has to go into the comp rules and get the actual
Isn't it
version.
a lot longer now?
Every single time we've touched this, it's been wrong somehow. Okay.
I think we actually got it right here, because I think this is the most recent time that we printed Inspired.
It would have been from FM, so yes. I still think we got it wrong somehow, because at this point it's a tradition that we screw up the inspired reminder text.
We know what it means.
You're supposed. It doesn't matter because you've got inspired tattooed on the inside of your eyelids, right?
Man, I literally wrote it in Sharpie on my wrist at Van Hoover, and it still didn't help.
It's so hard to remember. And it's mandatory too, right?
It
Yes.
is mandatory.
Yeah.
You can just choose to not do anything and then have a spontaneous fault of memory.
I guess you get some efficient movement in here in Blue. Maybe it's Hithrock just trying to prove that the Pip is the best main and can work no matter what colors you put adjacent to her. That being said, last time it was pink, and that was good enough to run Canterlove, right? This time it's blue. Blue still in Canterlove. What the heck, Hithrock? Where's the Canterlove?
I mean, the main concern I
love.
have here is that there's only one copy of Pip in Hithrock's full card pool. That's just no. I think he should be running 4 Pipless. Come on. Shameful.
Does the problem deck count?
No, the main. Only one main. Only one Pip main.
You can only run one of each main.
That's terrible.
Invitational rules.
That's terrible.
Complain to the judge.
That was to prevent people from being like, I'm gonna run 4 purple Twi control decks.
You could run the same deck in core and adventure if you could do that.
Okay, Bugle's given me an idea. I'm going to print a card next set called Inspired, and it's going to work like Risky Business from Absolute Discord. Your opponent gets one opportunity to recite the rules text for Inspired.
Oh my
and
God.
if they do so, then they get to Inspired you. Otherwise, you get to Inspired them immediately.
Boy howdy, could I not wait to have to figure out how that's gonna be formatted.
That's just going to be like Judge Call the card.
So I have a new idea for a
Oh my God.
So before we come up with any worse ideas,
Let's
go to the next list.
move on before this gets actually problematic. Okay. Here we have Instagram's Grogar White. I don't like the number of tricorns in here. Please remove 6.
This is old schoolish Reanimator? Well, I guess I should say Reanimator that's using some of the more classic reanimation tools. With maybe a little bit of mill?
Yeah, it looks like self-mill, right?
With all the
Raise the
annoying stuff from Orange.
You got 3 Rock Turrets, you got Fluttergust in here too. And then you've got Hoity-Toity to just be playing stuff out of the discard.
I would like to play my Orchard Blossom from discard.
That is very rude.
Got some
I don't like it.
bailouts and some Princess Combo Meals.
I would like to play Fluttergust from discard and mill another 6 cards. Apple Blooms and AJ's. Yeah, I mean, color combos Gite.
Ship it.
What?
Yeah, it's Gite. It's true.
Can we ban Bugle from the game, please?
You can ban him
No.
from chat.
No,
No,
we're
no,
not,
no more.
We're not gonna do
no,
that.
no more
Guy-
weird. No. No.
You shot.
No. No.
Orange sounds a lot better than Gite.
No,
No.
it's okay.
I'm blaming this whole thing is Bugle's fault. Lorange is Bugle's fault. That's
It wasn't
where
even
this.
there.
Yes, it was
Banned. Prism Light.
banned.
Straight to the moon.
I'm interested in the single copy of Honest as the Day is Long here.
You got big stuff.
Wait, where is that?
Protect
Yeah,
your big
but-
stuff.
Yeah, but doesn't Endless Friendship do that already?
Oh, there it is.
It does Can't Be Frightened. Honest as the Day is Long also just stops dismissal.
You're Reanimator, so what if it gets dismissed? Just bring it back.
You like them not getting dismissed to begin with.
Plus it costs you 2 AT to stop them from doing it. Like, one copy of Honest as the Day is Long is not that bad. I really like this. This is interesting because it's got enough value in the reanimation package and the threats that are there that your opponent's going to need to be concerned about it. And they might be so preoccupied actually answering 1 or 2 of the tricorns or big threats like Ruby or Garble that actually end up that they don't realize that, hey, the whole time you've been doing this, your deck's down to like 5 cards now. All of a sudden your deck disappears. You've got 2 copies of Rock Dirt in play because you landed a Hoity-Toity and you just scored 5 points on a single confront. Well, 3 points on a single confront, but then there's other shenanigans.
That seems pretty good.
So, I dig it. I like it. I'm excited. I hope I get the chance to play against it. I think it should be fun.
This is an Instagram list, and fun is a zero-sum game, so...
As is tradition.
As is tradition.
Okay, next up. More Izzy, but not
Yeah,
the
but
same
this
kind
time-
of Izzy.
This time, Hithrock went from mad scientist to evil overlord. Because we have ourselves a complicated combo deck.
Let's hear you explain the combo, Ivory.
I am not going to try. Because
You're not even going to take a shot at it?
I genuinely do not know how this combo fires. I just know that it fires.
Jeez.
I know it involves party favor, and I know it's magic restored, so you're going through all your problems. Cherry Berry is there. That's about where I lose it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this combo.
So,
But you don't have patch, so you're doing something else.
party favors your replacement.
Yeah.
Ruby's there for stickiness.
Yeah.
There's 2 more cards.
Three
more cards, actually.
Are we counting Prisbeam Lantern as a combo piece?
We are counting Prisbeam Lantern as a combo piece.
Okay, well
so
then there's
how
that
are
one.
how are we making more friends? Or readying them, but I assume it makes more.
It does make more.
This is literally just the patch combo.
But
It's
with a
It's
different.
not just the patch combo.
No,
Yeah,
the
it's a
patch combo
different-
was easy. This requires effort.
You need 3 friends per time?
Correct. So what's the only card in the entire deck that makes more friends?
That makes friends?
That makes friends.
Spike.
Is Spike there? Oh, I can't
It's
read
Spike.
Spike's text. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he can make one.
He can make 3 if you have 3 counters on him.
Sure, yeah, but per time he makes one.
Right. Which is still not enough to be going every time, right? Because you're only getting 2 counters with the Magic Restore.
Is that what...
Go ahead.
Oh, wait. Is it Angry Mob?
It's Angry Mob. There it is. All your friends get to exhaust twice. So the full combo is Ruby Jubilee, Party Favor, Cherry Berry, Spike, Prisbeam Lantern, and Angry Mob.
Yeah.
So a nice, easy 6-card 5, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17 AT combo.
Because it kicks out 1 extra magic.
Correct.
What's the actual, win condition?
Cherry Berry.
You're getting points every time.
Cherry Berry, okay. Yes. When you hit the trouble with Trixie, you're just a little sad?
No, because actually, if you go watch the game that just got played on Invitationals, spoilers, Hithrock found himself in a situation where he was able to perform the loop, as Bugle's talking about here, right? You get enough dragons to cycle through all your problem decks, so that's fine. But he didn't have enough AT to play Cherry Berry to do anything with it. Adding 1 copy of Trouble with Trixie allows you to gain infinite AT by completing the cycle.
This is actually the one game from last night that I did not get a chance to see.
Oh, because you get 8 extra magic tokens or whatever per cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
Ordering kind of matters in terms of where those counters can come up, but yeah, this is just patch combo with extra steps, true, but it's much more swag.
Your definition of swag seems off.
It was Hithrock playing this?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is Hithrock. No, like that's why I said this is evil overlord, because you have this crazy diabolical plan that makes no sense to anyone except yourself, and then you end up taking over the world anyway.
Which is a very
This-
Izzy thing to do, yes.
Absolutely. This is purely just retaliation for showing up with the Apple vendor blue list at Van Hoover, and Hithrock's like, I can make that worse.
Is it the same level of salt as when you built that one Oluna deck all those years ago? Is retaliation for One Punch Mare?
Oh, that one?
Jeez.
Worse or better? Yeah, good
OPM
question.
was a great deck.
OPM was a great deck. It just wasn't ready for Dr. Hooves and ending face-offs instantly.
And your
and then
entire
nothing was
package
and then
of
nothing was
chaos.
ready for Tantabus. Yeah.
Yeah. That was almost 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. When are we going to do the Tantabus anniversary stream?
God.
Never.
Oh, come on. Anyway, I think we've got a couple more lists left.
One more, I believe. It's Zip doing Zip things. So, Bugle List. Zip Farm.
Zip Go Zoom.
I don't know, I think what happened here is Zip was told to get out of the office and go on patrol. Start pushing some faces in.
And faces were found successfully. Would we believe this started out as a control list with only 5 epics? I mean, yes, you only have 7 here.
I mean, sometimes you put cards in a deck, and then the deck is just like, hey, should do this thing, and you're just like, I should do this thing, and then you end up with something totally different than what you were building. It's like going to the grocery store with a list. It just doesn't work sometimes.
What do we have here? Pegasus Crystal, I mean, we just talked about how good immediate speed movement was for farm. And then Beagle realized that Tyrek was silly with Zip because the opponent has to choose to fight, and then Zip gets to play cards for free and can choose what card to play for free and then get extra power in the face-off. Yeah, but what are you playing? Are you playing Worn Out? Are you playing Tranquility? Is that the idea? Are you playing Tranquility at immediate speed because your opponent challenges Tyrek? Anything, he says. Whatever you need. Yeah, okay. It is 1 AT recursion, that's true. Okay. I buy it. Normally Tyrek's doing the shenanigans with, hey, the opponent has to start the face-off, but here we're definitely using the recursion element quite strongly, but just for value, not like combo and not even the we're back trick. And then Tempest Shadow, yeah, there's a lot of events. How hard is it going to be to get to...
disgusting.
I was wondering how hard it was going to be to get to 10 Unity. Also...
If you get Celestia and Spirit Siphon, probably not hard.
Oh, that's restricted section.
Mm-hmm.
Pegasus Crystal with Zip Friend is a little silly. Pegasus Crystal with Zip Friend is a little silly. There's actually a little bit of me that wishes that there was some way, some minimal way of adding magic counters in here, even if it was just like message from the past. So you could add a magic counter on Pegasus Crystal and choose whether or not to farm or hide behind your epic.
Does the magic restored problem count?
Does it have it? Yeah, I guess technically it does.
I mean, you have to find it, obviously, but it is there. The option could present itself.
At one point, Message plus Bright House was in here. Yeah, that makes sense. I will be interested to see this play because you know it's going to play differently than the Starlight list, which is just
This is also a little surprising because Bugle normally has random one-ofs, just the silver bullet things. This must have been very difficult to come up with the final list.
That's a good point.
He did say that he considered keeping one message.
Yeah, I almost would have expected a single copy of Message because that, like I said, Bugle does tend to like his silver bullet one-ofs. Oh yes, Trixie started in here. Good, she's gone. Out into the wagon.
Heh. Well, I'm interested to see how this does. Whenever your first game is, if you get a chance to use it. I'm not sure if you plan on using it against Pancake, which you and Pancake for the third time in Invitational.
Such sympathy you have for them.
Fourth
Oh,
time.
I'm sorry, fourth time.
For the content.
I dig it. I think there's some cool stuff in Invitationals this year. There's really no deck here that seems completely out of place or completely underpowered. I think just about any matchup is going to provide interesting gameplay. That's the hope, anyway, right? Because
Yeah.
we're all in this for the content.
But mostly Pip.
So who's gonna win Invitational?
I don't know, let me go get a D8.
Who's going to win Invitationals?
I want Cheese and GP to be the ones to answer because they're playing.
Well, there was clearly collusion between Pancake and Bugle as they've got two identical lists that are there. And Bugle normally does very well in Invitational, so I'm going to say this year's Pancake's year.
Legit.
What? I like the logic.
That yeah.
Clearly works.
I mean, this is a place where vibes-based decisions are perfectly fine.
I actually do have a hard time, like, who has the best decks.
There's a fair amount of meta picks or slightly adjusted meta picks.
Yeah.
But
We shall see.
yeah. Anyway.
I don't think I've got a whole lot else to say here other than keep an eye on Meticulous Talks channel for some content. For the content.
Yep. For the content. And come to BabsCon. We'll have news soon.
We'll have what?
News soon.
Actual announcements. Like, BabsCon is going to be a thing. We said this last week. If you're not already planning on going, it's going to be getting increasingly tough. So.
Hopefully they announce some of their stuff soon.
Yeah. I mean, they've already announced some of the big stuff, and then we will get to announce it shortly. or whenever the con, accepts the panels and stuff. But as you do. Anyway, what's that about convention drama? Moving on.
Yep. I think that will wrap up our discussion on this topic for today. We would like to give a big shout out to all our patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for your regular support. If you aren't currently a patron and you enjoy what we do, please consider donating. Doing so does enable us to continue making content like this and lets you earn some great perks as a bonus. If you have comments or questions you'd like to send our way, feel free to reach out to us through Facebook, Twitter, or email. And if you're a patron, you can also chat live with us on Slack just about any day, anytime. Finally, if you're looking to watch any of our previous videos, including tournament recordings, they're over on YouTube now because Twitch kicked them all out.
Yeah, you have to go to YouTube. And, oh yeah, if you want some nostalgia, go look at our YouTube channel. 2015 content.
Do you realize how long it's going to take me to organize all of those videos? I'll do it, it's fine. I just want you to know.
You have to organize them?
Yeah.
Well, right now, our most recent video is from 2015.
He's got to put them into playlists and do stuff, so.
Yeah. Yeah,
With all
I don't know why Twitch did that, but we gotta move them over, because if we don't move them, we lose them, so.
Yeah.
And this is also, I'm discovering ones that we've already lost, in fact, so, oops.
There's some that just refuse to move over.
Yeah. No, they have their reasons. I know what those reasons are. Storage is expensive.
Fair. Anyway, with all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are as always Commentary is Magic. I am as always Grand Paws.
Big cheese.
Deleted VOD. And?
Deleted VOD, question mark?
You're both deleted VODs?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But
But mine has a question mark because we're not sure if it's deleted or just broken.
I think they're all just broken. Anyway.
Yep. Bye!
We'll
Bye.
see you in 2 weeks, so bye.